This is Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Thanks again for joining us. Our guest is Doug Tessitor. Doug is the mayor of beautiful Glendora. Sir, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank
you
for
recently traveled to Washington, D.C. in hopes of changing some laws that would allow the extension of the Gold Line beyond Azusa to happen a little bit easier. Tell us about it.
Well, right now, if we have any federal funding for the extension from Glendora to Montclair,
right,
we have to qualify for the federal environmental approvals. In addition to that, we also have to qualify for California environmental approvals. Right. They're basically redundant, and actually California's approvals are much more stringent than the federal environmental regulations.
So I presume what you've asked is, please let us show you the results of the California study and let that be enough to qualify.
Exactly, and that takes legislation.
Oh, it does.
So our efforts now are designed and geared toward getting the Congress to write legislation that will enable that.
And is it legislation specific to this project, or are you trying to change the laws generally?
No, right now the state of California has the ability to use California environmental laws in place of federal laws for highway projects, but not for rail projects.
It just keeps going. And I'm sure they didn't even realize when they wrote those laws that you needed to add the word rail in there.
Well, whether they did or not.
Or whatever, be that as it may.
You know, you've got the Federal Highway Administration, and then you've got the FTA.
So how'd the trip go?
Well, we're getting very good response. Senator Boxer's in favor, Senator Feinstein's in favor.
That helps. What about
all of our local congressional delegation?
What about on the House side? I think it's Congressman Micah is now head of the Transportation Committee out of Florida, I believe. Is he feeling? Have you talked to him, or do you know?
Yes, Micah is supportive of this. He and Senator Boxer were out here a month or so ago.
Right, I remember that. Yes.
And so the support is there. The problem is how you get the mechanism to bring the FTA and allow them to work with our state.
There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way.
There has to be, but this is government.
Okay, but we're trying to make it more efficient and effective.
And see, that's the really good news about what all is going on here, because this is a classic example of how inefficient the red tape of our federal government is.
But it seems as if you have some bipartisan support here. I mean, Barbara Boxer, left of center Democrat, Mr. Micah, left of right of center Republican. If they can agree, that's a good sign.
Well, absolutely. But from our perspective, it will save us, if we can eliminate having to do the federal environmental thing, it will save us $1 million a month and save us about a year in the process.
And the project, the extension from Glendora to Montclair, should cost about $600 to $700 million. And you don't have dedicated Measure R monies. Measure R, of course, was the provision passed in November of 2008, providing a half-cent sales tax increase.
Right. The Measure R provided for funding to Azusa.
Right,
using
Pasadena
Measure R
to
dollars.
Azusa.
There's a provision in the Measure R law that says if there's any money left over, that we can utilize that for the Phase 2B.
And there may be.
And we are hopeful that there might be as much as $100 million
Doug
left.
Tessitor, thanks for joining us. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. He is the mayor of beautiful Glendora, California. My name is Brad Pomerance. Thank you for joining us. Back to HL.